Yo, what's up guys? My name is JT and we're going to open up this box from Trainwell right here on Model Railroad in the Southwest. So let's go ahead and open this up. So this has some funky packaging, bunch of some styrofoam. So let's see what we have here. So here we have the Broadway Limited Western Pacific 4H4 GS4. So let's go ahead and open this up. So right off, I am very happy that Broadway Limited changed their boxes. I can already tell that something's different. So the last boxes that we've been seeing is just a bunch of plastic and just cardboard and just, I don't know, just really not great stuff. But this one, I can already tell that there's a difference. So let's go ahead and check it out. So with this one, you slide off the lid, and inside you'll find that there is some foam or like some sponge-like material. And we've been asking for this to come back for quite a while now. So let's go ahead and check it out. So here's the operator's manual. This has a bunch of stuff for DCC and other stuff here. You'll find a bunch of information and also a little flyer for some new stuff that they're coming out with. And here you'll find the quick start guide, tell you what every function does and all that stuff. And you'll lift up this piece of foam. Like I said, we've been asking for something like this for quite a long time. So it's nice to see that Broadway Limited listened to us. And this is really nice. So there's foam on the other side and the sides as well too. So that's really nice. I like to see that. Now let's go ahead and pull this out. Wow, that's actually, whoa, what? That is interesting. It's like on some sort of like a model display or something. Let's go ahead and open this up. This looks really cool. So I'm gonna put this aside here. So I'm thinking, yeah, you know, slide it out as typical packaging that they've had before, just a little bit different it seems. Here you'll find some extra traction tires if I can pull them out. Here's some couplers. Oh, here's a tool for the rods to remove those. Here's a funnel for the smoke fluid. And let's go ahead and open this up. So yeah, this packaging is slightly similar to what they were producing before, but this is incredible. They've put it on some sort of a display plastic piece, if you can see that. Wow, that is really cool. Yeah, they did. They put it on this like plastic display piece. Wow, that's really cool. I really like that. I think that that is an incredible thing that Broadway Limited has done. This shows that this thing is not going to get broken. It's not going to be tossed around in the packaging. I really like this. You know, 10 out of 10 on the packaging from Broadway Limited now. Love it. So let's go ahead and put this on a lazy Susan and take a better look. So here it is. Here is Broadway Limited's newest GS4. This comes in Paragon 4 sound. So this is the 2024 release. And this one comes in the Western Pacific paint scheme. This is a Train World exclusive, so this is a fantasy paint scheme. And let me tell you guys, I think this is one of the most gorgeous engines I have ever laid eyes on. This paint scheme on this engine is just absolutely a 10 out of 10. Just absolutely mind-blowing in my opinion. So I was going through the Train World website and I saw this and I just had to have it. This is such a gorgeous model. So let's start off with the front of the locomotive. You'll find that there is a smokestack right here. So this locomotive does come with smoke. So you add a little bit of smoke fluid down the center of that and you'll have some smoke. So the next thing I want to point out is this air horn right here and also these marker lights on either side of the locomotive boiler. Speaking of the boiler, this boiler is completely die cast metal along with the frame and the tender. So this has some pretty hefty weight to it. Over here you'll find two lights. This one is the Mars light and this one is the headlight down below. Then you'll find that there is number boards here and here right on the other side. You can't see it from this angle. Right below the boiler, down in there, you'll find that there is a bell. It's a little brass looking bell there, which is pretty cool. Down here you'll find another number board, and it looks like there is some like radiator, detailing. I'm not incredibly sure what that is. I'm not very proficient in naming off parts to steam locomotives. So you'll find right here a working coupler. It's not a dummy coupler. And over here you'll find some brake hoses and color cut bars, and you'll find the front pilot along with the separately applied steps there. So the front of the locomotive is just gorgeous. So looking along the side of the model, you'll notice there is a ton of detail. You'll find that there's a grab iron that spans across the side of the model here. You'll find 3 dynamos, it looks like. There's a lit number board, which looks really nice when it's dark out. Over here you'll find that there's the pilot truck and the drive wheels. This wheel and the one on the other side both have traction tires. And here's the trailing truck there. So what I really like about this model, which I think a lot of models should have, is the blackened rods here. I think those look really nice, real nice and dark, and not, so shiny and chrome looking. So looking at the cab in the model, you'll find that there are 2 cab figures and also a bunch of detail down here. And you'll find on the back of the tender that there is some detail there as well. I'll go ahead and move the model some so you can see it. So if I pause right here, you'll notice that there is a drop plate in between the tender and the cab of the locomotive. Now in this model, what I've noticed is with the wires between the locomotive and the tender, down in there, they have a little bit of like a small piece of tubing that's holding the wires together to keep them from looking like they're a little bit of a mess, which is nice. I really like that feature that Broadway Limited put on this model. So looking at the tender, you'll notice that there's a ton of detail on the trucks down there, which looks pretty good. Along the top, you'll find that there's a bunch of conduit and a bunch of grab irons. And over here, you'll find that there's a piece of conduit that comes down to these marker lights and the rear light. The marker lights and the headlight or the rear light light up, and they look pretty good. Down at the bottom, you'll find that there is some coupler detail along with some air hoses, and I think it looks pretty good, along with this ladder that comes down the side of the tender. You'll notice that on this side of the tender, not much has changed. There's still the same amount of detail. I'll point out that there's some little rings right here and right there, and 2 more over here. Also, there's some spring detail along with some cylinder detail for the braking equipment on the trucks. So taking a look at this side of the locomotive, you'll notice there's a little bit more detail. Here you'll find some linkage over here going up to the front of the locomotive. Also, I wanted to point out these builder's plates. Those look very good and they are legible under magnification. I'll try to get a little close up here in a few moments. Another thing I wanted to point out is that there is this nicely done ladder detail along with some detail underneath there, some piping. It all looks really good. One of my favorite aspects of the GS4s in general, this one and the Southern Pacific versions, are these little lines here in the front there on the pilot. I really like the way those look, especially on the Southern Pacifics where they look chrome. I think they look really nice. So looking at the top of the model, you'll notice that there's a smokestack there. There's a hatch. Also some valve detail. There's the whistle. There's the 3 dynamos like I said earlier. And then there is this hatch which opens and closes, which is pretty cool. You can see a better look at this drop plate there, which is pretty neat. There's some grab iron detail along with another hatch there, and some more hatches there on the back of the tender. So let's go ahead and take this model and take it to layout and see what it sounds like.
tell you what, can you meet me on channel 54? Over. It's full. I don't know if he'll be able to come out or not, but that's all I got today. Over. Okay. I'll give you a holler after he gets back. Thanks. So. Let's try a sudden release and see if they set up. I tell you what, can you meet me on channel 54? Over. It's full.
So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I'm pretty sure y'all will agree with me that Broadway Limited definitely knocked this model out of the park. They did an incredible job on this model, and they were definitely worth the wait. This model just looks great, it sounds good, and it runs incredibly well. So if you guys are in the market for a new GS4, whether it be in this scheme, the BNSF1, or the Southern Pacific, get your guys one of these. They are incredibly worth it. They are worth the money, and I cannot express how much I love this model. Definitely good buy. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys have any questions, put in a comment down below, or if you have a very long question, send me an email. You can find it on my YouTube channel. So that's pretty much it, guys. Talk later, take care, and keep it between the rails.